Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about money and success. There is an email, a letter, a phone call. There's some sort of communication that you're going to receive. I feel like it's in the next 7 to 14 days, somewhere like that. And this message is very important in terms of being a catalyst for your action. There's something you're supposed to do. I do feel like it's going to be a bit of a pivot from the path that you were anticipating taking. So this is basically just a heads up to make sure that there's no like equivocating or procrastinating when you know you need to do something and it'll probably make you money. Gotta move quickly. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of moonshine time. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, April. How you doing? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box below, just in case I said it too quickly. And you can also get information right below that on how to join my channel and be a member so you can get additional content like 18 plus content. This upcoming week, we'll have another live stream for the stars and the towers. Hey, Vichitata, how are you doing? We're going to start with the cats rule the earth. What else do we have? Two of Pentacles, Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. I feel this reading is for somebody who's trying to get their finances under control after something has kind of derailed them or something has felt a little bit off. With the Ten of Wands, there's something here that you are meant to be walking away from or resolving. This ending is basically how you start something else. So I guess the best way, like the way my mind is working, it's like saying you return something because it didn't work out for you, but instead of getting that money back, you find a way to get something else in the same store. Now, I don't think this is about whether or not you're returning some garment that you purchased. I think this is about your time and your energy. And there's something out there that maybe you haven't really considered that is very similar. Four of Wands in the reverse. Page of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. There's instability because there's an offer or a direction that you are not meant to take. This is something that would make things more difficult for you in terms of abundance or prosperity. So it's like the universe is tapping the brakes for you, even though you're driving and you're like, hey, what is this? What is this? It's because the universe is trying to show you where you're supposed to go. So follow the little, the dudes at the airport who are like, meh, meh. I don't think they actually make that noise when they do it, but you're supposed to like listen to that direction and you're going to get it. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Yes, preferably that. We've got Three of Cups, Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. I feel like there is an interview, an invite, a networking event, or just like a random meeting with somebody. But this is something that you could potentially miss if you don't take action. So in other words, you might get invited to a job fair and you're like, meh, I don't know if I really want to go, just not feeling it today. But the universe is like screaming at you, you need to go, then you need to go. Because there's a risk here you're going to miss this thing that you are meant to be doing. It's like missing your connecting flight. Yeah, Two of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not supposed to ignore this message. because then it's like you struggle to find the thing that you want to invest in if you don't go to this thing or talk to this person or have this interview. So this King of Cups is coming through as put on a brave face. You might have had a difficult time. You might have had a rough weekend. You might be angry at your spouse or your kids or whatever. But this is saying, buckle up. You'll be just fine. You got to go to this thing, or you got to talk to this person, or you got to like put your best foot forward, whichever one that might be. This is the Star Trek deck. Hey, Laura, how are you doing? Queen, excuse me, Queen of Batlets or Queen of Swords. Three of Starships in the reverse. We just had the Three of Cups. That's the same card, but it's in the reverse. And the Two of Cloaks or the Two of Wands in the reverse, which we also just had. This is coming through very strongly. You have to take action on an invite or a message that comes through. Talk to this person, go to this event, pursue this opportunity because it is supposed to be for you. The Ace of Latinum or Pentacles, the King of Batlets or the King of Swords in the reverse, the Two of Batlets or Two of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Wands. Make the decision to go. Make the decision to take advantage of this opportunity. Talk to this person. Don't lie to yourself about whether or not this is the opportunity that actually is. So this is hoping you don't miss this awesome chance at prosperity or abundance because maybe you're in a little bit of a mood or you're a little bit tired or you don't feel like putting on professional clothes or you'd rather watch a baseball game. The universe is like, da, 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 da. Nope. You have time to do whatever it is that you need to do. But this is an important thing. You have to prioritize this because it's going to make your money better. And we all like that. Knight of Starships or the Knight of Cups, the Magician in the reverse, and the Sun in the reverse. There's something here that you don't realize is incredible about this opportunity or this invitation. The Knight of Starships or Knight of Cups is an offer. But notice the look on her face. It's kind of like ambivalent or I don't know. Magician in the reverse. You don't understand the power or the resources that are going to be involved in this situation. It's like somebody's bringing their famous uncle and you don't know about it. So you're like, not a big deal. But that famous uncle wants to give you a job offer. There's information that you don't have access to or some shift in terms of who's going to be there or who might potentially take an interest in you. This is about you making money, but you might miss it because it's not like, hey, here's how you can make $1 million. You have to be able to take a chance on it. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Hello, Third Eye. How are you? Hello, Steven. Hello, James. How are we doing? What else do we have? By the way, Loxana, one of my favorite characters in Star Trek. And I'm just going to point out that I think one of the things she does right, she does a lot of things wrong, just to be fair. But one of the things, and I think the reason that she represents the sun is there's a joy of life that she exudes. And we had the sunflower come out. This is the sun. It's in the reverse because it's like sometimes you might not expect to find the beauty where it's found, right? One of the things I like about sunflowers is I see them sometimes in random places and they're just like towers of beauty, right? There is something here that is unexpectedly amazing or opportunistic. It's a Wheel of Fortune moment that you could potentially miss because it might be like, in the ditch along the side of the highway. I'm not saying that's where you're going to work. I'm just saying that's where you sometimes see sunflowers, right? Hello, Khalil. How are you doing? Good. I hope you find something awesome. We've got the Two of Latinum or the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. A decision that needs to be made regarding an opportunity, but it needs to be, it's like this is a fleeting chance because the decision needs to be made quickly on the other person's end, right? I have to find somebody to start like tomorrow. So that's why I'm talking to you about it today. In 3 days, it might not be an opportunity, that kind of thing. But you might have to make a bit of a sacrifice to have this new beginning. There's a cost. This is like somebody wants to schedule an interview with you when you're supposed to meet somebody for a happy hour. And it's like, okay, maybe I just need to, reschedule that happy hour because let's be real, happy hour can happen at any time of day. I know. But Carmen, the discount appetizers don't happen until 5 o'clock. You can socialize at any time. But you have to take advantage of this and you have to move quickly or somebody else will get it. 7 of Latinum or 7 of Pentacles in the reverse is like, if you don't show that you're interested in this, you won't get that offer extended to you. So it's like, all right, raise your hand if you would like to receive the plane voucher because we booked too many people on this flight. It's not like they're going to, wait and see how many people volunteer. It's like, you volunteer? Cool, we're done. Let's go. You got to volunteer as tribute. You got to be able to like stand up and say, oh, I got it. Me right here. Yeah. Bless me with that job offer right here. It's true. I like that, Michael. This is the situations deck. Threatened, embarrassed, appearances, interview, and Archangel Michael. Protection. I think for some of you, there's some ambivalence or hesitation in terms of going to this event or talking to this person or pursuing this thing because of something that has happened to you. We have this threatened card. It's either I'm nervous that you're not going to want to talk to me. Maybe I'm a little shy. Maybe I feel like you're going to question if I have the experience that I need. Maybe I feel like I'm not dressed for the event. Maybe I spilled some marinara sauce on my shirt. Get over it. You are supposed to have a conversation with this person, make a joke, and move on. I suppose you want to know why someone like me would have the cojones come over here and talk to someone like you, even though I have marinara on my shirt. And it's because I'm dedicated to what I want to do with my life. I'm not saying that's what you should say. But I'm saying don't let whatever circumstances make you hesitant, lose out on an opportunity. Just find a way to make it work for you because you might end up rejecting a really great opportunity for your money. Ooh, okay. So this is why I love this card. I want to point out that on this soulmate card, it says friendship. You may have a friend who is going to introduce you to your next boss. You may have a stranger that you meet at a networking event and they end up being your next boss or partner and also a best friend. This is somebody who gets you and you bring something to the table that they very much so need. So it's like symbiotic. Just as you are looking for an opportunity similar to what they have to offer, they are looking for someone like you. So this is the world trying to like bring you two together, and they're nervous that you're going to miss the invite. They're nervous that you're going to get the invite and not take it. So they're like, can you just do us a favor? Because we worked really diligently to make this happen. and we don't need you to ruin it. Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? Hello, Jimmy. How's your day? Ooh. Strength. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. I want you to, as soon as you can, craft a 3 to 4 sentence blurb on how you learned or improved or matured in whatever it is that you do. You can call it an elevator pitch, but I want you to be ready to talk about how awesome you are in a very professional way. Yes, I did this. It was a very, instrumental part of my career. I was able to learn more about X, Y, Z, and that's enabled me to feel better equipped to help people problem solve in the course of their day-to-day business or start a conversation with anybody. There's something here about the way you succinctly describe what it is that you bring to the table, why you're an asset, that catches somebody's attention, and then you get this offer. But you got to be able to talk about yourself in a, how do I say this? Descriptive way. So I want you to think about a challenge that you were presented with and how you bossed up and took care of it, and it represents your experience or your learning. And I want it to be succinct, maybe even only 2 sentences, but you're going to wow somebody with your ability to talk about what you bring to the table. You also have to be there to say it. So it comes, you have to leave home. You can't just be a homebody and expect everything to just fall into your lap all the time, okay? A job search is not DoorDash. Hello, yes, I'd like $1 million a year job. Could you just deliver that? Yeah, 2 hours. Let's go with 8 hours. I just want to have one more night. Yeah, okay. No, this is we're trying to set things up for you. If you're in the right place at the right time and you know how to talk about yourself without being obnoxious, you're going to get what you want. 3 of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Swords in the reverse. Just don't mess it up. Yeah. The issue here is, I feel like for some of you, you don't want to go because you might run into somebody you don't like. For some of you, you may decide that you don't want to go because you don't think there's going to be enough people, or the people that you want to meet aren't going to be there. For example, let's say you want to work for Carmen Law Firm. I know it's a great name, right? You specifically want to work in this department or this division, this type of law, bird law, right? And the department head of bird law is not going to be at that party that night. If you don't understand that reference, work on that. There is somebody else, okay, that you would also want to talk to. It's not just about that one contact. There's somebody else that would get you a foot in the door or help you achieve that title or that opportunity. So you've got to be open-minded and put yourself in the right place at the right time. And then 9 of Cups, you get what you want. But there's this risk that you feel like, oh, that's just not an important enough person, or that's the wrong department. I think you would be surprised that this would still be an avenue to getting what you want. Sun in the reverse. Fool in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. Well, again, it feels like you're not going to have all the information. So you might feel like, this seems like a waste of my time. It is not a waste of your time. Hierophant. It feels to me like a boss or someone important shows up and people didn't realize they were going to be there. Oh, I had a cancellation, or, oh, my flight wasn't on time. Whatever it is, I feel like somebody's schedule changes or somebody shows up who had not announced they were going to be there. And it's like, oh, well, this is why I needed to be here because I really wanted to meet you. Hello, Christina. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? Empress in the reverse. 5 of Swords, High Priestess. Yeah. So don't decide too quickly based on who you think is going to be there or what perceived value this event or this invite might have, this interview. For some of you, this is like the interview is for a lower title, but having that interview connects you with the person who is the hiring manager. This is like, have faith, remain focused on what it is that you want to achieve. There is something here that happens that helps you get to that point. You just have to not self-sabotage. It's like when people are about to win, I don't know, let's say you're gambling, right? You leave the table and the next person that sits down, they hit the jackpot. We don't want that to happen to you. We want you to get the jackpot, right? Say it with me now. This is What's the News. Happy Friday to you too. Hello, Illuminati. How's it going? Wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion, honeymooning, and long haul. Okay, so here's the issue. I think for many of you, there is a conflict schedule-wise. I want to do this thing, but also I could potentially hang out with somebody that I have a crush on or somebody that I'm dating. I could go on a trip with someone. I know you're not going to like this, but I need you to prioritize your money and your work over bumping uglies. It's Friday. I'm just going to say it. There's going to be a choice because you could do something fun. You could Netflix and chill, or you could go to this networking event. And I think there's just like a little bit of like a nudge trying to get you to instead choose the opportunity pertaining to your money. We have Bye Felicia, peacing out next. Thank you. Next, leaving and not caring. We have extra, dramatic, trying too hard, starter, and love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection, and for personal gain. This is saying you need to prioritize your personal gain. Yes, you might be able to have a good time with somebody else, but is that going to pay your bills? And you might get a little bit of a reaction from somebody. You might have somebody that's not very pleased with you choosing your work situation or your money over them. And I just want you to ask yourself what that says about that person. Because I think the majority of you are going to have somebody that says, you know what, this is important for you. I support that. We'll find another time. Don't you worry, right? For some of you, though, it's going to be a person starting some drama because we have that extra card because they feel like you're being flaky, but I feel like you're giving them notice. So that's like not the same thing. So choose the thing that helps you live the life you want to live. This is the Path of Shadows. Hey, Anon, how are you doing? We have Jinn, Jinn. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. I think for some of you, you feel that there's positive energy coming to you, and you may view it as one form of abundance when it is actually two. In other words, some of you may have a new friendship or a new romance that is heating up, and maybe you want to focus on that. Maybe you let things slip a little bit in terms of the professional or the career side, but the universe is saying, you have two blessings. Two. We want you to have something in terms of social or love, and we want your money to get better. But you are risking focusing on just one blessing and therefore missing the second blessing. So please keep a lookout, because there is something else here for you as well. Perfectionism. In the pursuit of perfection, night after night, I've gifted myself 1,000 flaws. I've gifted all of the versions of myself. Look, for some of you, you run into somebody who could publish your novel or produce your album, and you are too nervous about the little things that need to be tweaked or changed to show what you have already worked on. That is not the move. You want to show them what you've got so far, or show them your dedication, how much you've worked on this. Because I do feel like someone would be impressed with you, and you're maybe being a little bit overly harsh on where you are in terms of skill. We have intention, alchemy, and manifestation. You manifested this opportunity, therefore I want you to take advantage of it. But I also believe that your ability to take difficult energy and turn it into something beautiful is going to help you in this moment. We have Ghoul. In the shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can, not remembering when was the last time that life tasted well. I want you to take a moment at some point today to turn the TV off, turn the radio off, tell Alexa to shut up, and I want you to think about what is no longer in your life. Lack, wishing for more, feeling like you don't have enough. And I want you to focus on bringing in the things that you do want, because this is what you are capable of. You've already manifested things. You've already been able to alchemize. Do it more. You're so close. I don't want you to like settle for half of the blessing that you were supposed to get. So we have self-doubt. In shadows deep, fears and doubt creep. A specter haunting where courage sleeps. You might have to add to that homework where you also look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I'm awesome. But like with that much enthusiasm, okay? Maybe even a little bit more. I want you to remind yourself that with very little, you have created much. With very little support, you have been able to get through a lot. And that's where this courage comes to stay where you're supposed to stay or move where you're supposed to move. You're going to have this opportunity. All right, let's get a few from... This is the Golden Lenormand. I appreciate you too, Beauty. How are you doing, hon? Number 26, which is the book. This talks about secrets or wisdom. Wisdom. And the bear. So in other words, you are the human version of a cat that always lands on their feet. The difference is, instead of it being about gravity and the way a cat can move their body, for you, it's about your wisdom. I want you to fully appreciate how smart you are and how you've gotten out of difficult situations before. And then I want you to apply that to this situation. Because some of you, it's like we're kind of like in the corner. Nope, you're not doing justice to how awesome you are. Tower. This is you. I do not normally see the tower as a person, but this is saying you are building upward. So right now you're looking around, wondering where the opportunities are. It's in the tree above you and you're about to like climb a ladder to get there. There is something you don't see that's going to be an impact to your finances in a very positive way. You just have to be able to see it, take it seriously, and take action on it. This is the Kipper. So glad. You're welcome. So we have marriage in the reverse and main female in the reverse. This is saying we've got to, for a little bit, set aside the romantic energy in your life and focus on the money-making energy. And I feel like that's what enables you to walk away from poverty. Poverty in the reverse. We had despair in the reverse as well. And sudden wealth. Now do you believe me? Now do you believe me? You got good things coming to you. You've got to be able to make the right decisions and not let recent frustrations cloud your perception and erode your confidence, because you really are badass. We've got third party interfering with your relationship. This is about your money being your relationship. There's somebody else here who could distract you from doing the thing that you're supposed to do. I think it's somebody who may be interested in, naked time or something like that. You can get laid anytime. Maybe not, but now, sorry. You already have an appointment with Destiny. And no, that's not a stripper. You need to let go of the past and the mindset of lack. I want you to say that you are a magnet of abundance. You can feel ridiculous or silly. You can whisper it if you want, but it's probably going to be better if you yell it or if you say it confidently. And loyalty. You do have somebody who is like in your corner wanting to be supportive of you. So I don't think that choosing this professional opportunity or this career invitation over some Netflix and chill is going to mess up a relationship that is meant to be. I do think that the loyalty energy is also about what you offer in terms of your career or how you're an asset to the team. So that might be something that you want to communicate with somebody whenever you're having this interview or this chat about your future. All right. It's time for you to get rich, but you have to believe it. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you to the members. Hello, Upper Echelon. And I hope you are able to catch me. I think I'll be one more live stream today. And then I'm also going to try to put a heads up on next week's live stream for the members with a little bit more advance notice. All right. Toodles.